So basically, what I was trying to say was, it's hard for when I tell Essex PD that Autumn has violated the restraining order several times by making sure she's near me, and he says that's not how it works. That's a cop who isn't using his brain. I mean, she's 500 fucking pounds, 26 years old. I'm a terminally ill. At the time she filed the restraining order, I was easily half her size, half her weight, dying, both lungs collapsing, renal failure. My legs were blown up like frickin' elephant man. I had a prescription for nitroglycerin for cardiac arrest. Like, who's really, what am I going to do? Pick a fight with a 500-pound Nazi? Are you fucking kidding? And you're trying to, I mean, remember, she swore out an affidavit and told put a judge on a bench, and that judge, in a free country, told me to stay 300 feet away from her 500-pound ass, 26-year-old, perfectly. She may have some disabilities. She ain't terminally ill. She's not dealing with she wasn't dealing with congestive heart failure, pneumothorax in both lungs, and terminal cancer, renal failure. And she's telling a judge she's afraid for her life. That's the only justification for getting a judge to tell me where the fuck I can go, where the fuck I can't. A bus ain't even 300 feet long, so I'm not supposed to get on a bus because that big motherfucker's on there. What am I going to do to her? Which is, so when I'm already at the Green Mountain Transit platform waiting for a bus, she comes off at Church Street, and I guess that's Pearl Street, down there by LL Bean. As she sees me, never mind, let's forget about the fact that she's working with Palantir and knows where I'm at every minute of the day, so she can avoid me if she wants to. But let's just leave that part out. She sees me and she doesn't go over and walk. She doesn't go over and stay on the sidewalk of the state building to avoid me to go up to the top of the platform or wherever the fuck she goes. No, she gets over on the GMT platform and walks within inches of me. That's somebody who's not afraid for their fucking life. And you fucking cops can't fucking put that together? Really? That means she fucking lied to a judge. And then that judge told you to tell me to stay away from her. Oh, it's okay for her to do that and make it glaringly obvious that she's a lying motherfucker, that she committed perjury and lied to police. I filed a restraining order. I've had to file a restraining order. And I remember that judge looked at my ex-boyfriend and said, "You're to stay away from her." I don't remember what the exact feat was. And then she looked at me and said, "This applies to you too." So basically meaning, let's say he and I frequented the same, at the time I drank. So I would go into a bar that had a pool table and, drink beer and shoot pool. If he was already in there, I had to go somewhere else. If I was already in there and he came in, he had to go somewhere else. If you're afraid for your life from someone, you stay the hell away from them. I go out of my way to avoid these motherfuckers when I can. Now, the state police and the Hochul's independent investigation and JAG want me video recording them. Obviously, you want me getting confessions out of them. But if you didn't need that, if you didn't need me to get confessions out of them, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near these people. They're pedos. They're child molesters. They're rapists. They're murderers. They're repulsive. I don't want to be anywhere near them. I don't want to look at them. You don't see me. You see my browsing history. Do you ever see me search for Autumn Caton or Becky Burrell or Bill? Do you ever see me looking for their social media? No, I don't care. I don't care to watch Nazi social media. These are repulsive, child trafficking, child murdering Nazis. So, anyway, for the Vermont Judiciary, I would think that you would be, if I were a judge and somebody came, a 500-pound, and she ain't short, she's what, 5'8", 5'10"? She's not some little helpless little thing. How you took this bitch seriously that she's worried for her safety when she's bigger than most grown men is laughable. Oh, well, she didn't tell us you were terminally ill and you had 2 collapsing lungs and you were battling sepsis and cardiac arrest, and she didn't tell us you had nitroglycerin. I'd be pretty fucking pissed if I were a judge and a cop. And as far as McAfee already knew about the situation. Because once I filed the restraining order against Paul Dragon, the Vermont Judiciary, somebody, I think when the letter I got from McAfee said that Paul Dragon's lawyer notified her. Why is his defense attorney notifying the domestic violence victims advocate at BPD? So that looks suspicious to me. It's like they're in cahoots. Then McAfee sends me some letter. I don't remember what it said. It wasn't nothing significant. I took photos of it. Conveniently enough, Google Photos doesn't have it backed up. Even when I have the paid prescription for unlimited, basically, or so many gigabytes or whatever it was. Right now, a lot of my photos aren't showing up because I haven't paid my backup. But even when the Google backup was paid for extra storage, all of those photos were Tent Slice Joe sliced up the tent, and the photos of McAfee's business card that she sent me, that's gone. Of course, that doesn't. We already know that Cousy and the Sheriff's Department and New York and JAG already has that backed up because they got it right off my phone as soon as I took it. I'm just saying that's a little sus, but I mean, it's not, you can't even Google McAfee's name, so the only way I know that she exists is because she sent the business card. So that means she already knows that they're falsifying the records and sending boneheaded PIs to stalk me. She should have been all over this. Oh, she has, because she's part of it. But another thing I need to highlight for both the court and Officer Veiw is what Autumn Caton and all these fools are doing. Some of them are veterans and some of them are just they're military dependents or related to military people. When they're coming after me to kill me and discredit me and making allegations and saying that I'm stalking Autumn because I'm acting out what my father did to me. And, basically that's what's part of the sealed investigation into my father. Never mind, it should be a court martial because it's military people investigating him. It's a weaponization, basically. It's a malicious prosecution using civilian records and evidence, having civilians, meaning that they're not civilians in that they're not licensed professional, not police, not government agents. They're just non-military. That's what I mean by civilian. Because in a JAG court, since Piper wants to make the allegation, since she's a suspect in the Kennedy assassination, and being part of the same criminal organization as the Kennedys, she wouldn't get to run the investigation and pick who does what and tell people and dictate people what to write in their evidence and their reports. So it's an end run around, no, but because they're trying to murder me to make my assassin father and his team of counterterrorism, counterinsurgency assassins. Guess what? They play by military rules. They can put you down as a matter of national security, whether you're military or not. You can be a cop, you can be a judge, you can be a doctor, you can be a nurse, you can be a social worker. If you're a government agent who swore to protect the U.S. Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic, and the rights of we the people, and you're falsifying records and enabling this bullshit by Autumn Caton and her military father on behalf of military elite like the Goldwaters and Weinbergers that were involved in Iran-Contra with Israel and Mossad. Remember, they've already admitted to basically acknowledge they work for Dershowitz, who defends Netanyahu and Mossad. So I think Cuomo's one of Trump's New York attorneys, and I believe Cuomo was part of Netanyahu's defense team. Okay, that makes you a terrorist insurgent. The military can deal with you any way they see fit, especially when you're explicitly targeting the JAG criminal investigators and special forces who are investigating the assassination of a U.S. president, his former attorney general, who at the time he was assassinated was a presidential candidate. That's the same as a cop telling you to stop, put your hands up, and instead of stopping and put your hands up, you act like you're reaching for a weapon down inside your coat. That cop can blow the back of your head off. That cop can kill you because you did not put your hands up where they could see them. For all they know, you're reaching for a gun. There is no due process in the military, especially when you're military or some other government agent trying to kill a team of JAG investigators for doing their damn job in investigating the assassination of a U.S. president. That's like basically suicide by cop. And that's exactly what I meant when I went like this to Autumn Caton. She knows. She's friends with Becky Pearl. They've already admitted to watching my social media. They can't say they didn't know. They know. They've admitted to everything, pretty much. Not once do they ever push back and say, oh, I didn't know. We don't know Epstein. Epstein's dead. They basically gloated every time I accused them of something, like, yeah, what, and so, what's your point? So that's something else the court needs to take in consideration. When her and her father and any of them are acting like they're innocent victims, when they're trying to assassinate trained assassins and trying to kill me and blame it on him so they can justify killing him, that's a FAFO moment. I got my popcorn. that doesn't mean that Dad's team's going to come out and put bullets in their heads. They're not going to do it. That's not how, they don't have to operate like that. I'm sure Mr. Caton, since he's a child molester, probably has done a lot of stuff that maybe his wife or his current girlfriend or somebody doesn't know about. They'll get photos and videos of some ugly shit that he's done, and they'll kill him. That probably won't even need to happen. My guess is Weinbergers and McAfee and all these corrupt cops that don't want to fucking go to prison, don't want their families and their kids knowing that they were they were owned by Epstein and Maxwell. And all these doctors, they're probably going to kill them all. They're already nervous as hell. I didn't see one today except for that idiotic security guard that, with the glasses, I posted his picture. I got off the number 6 there, across from City Hall on Church Street at that bus stop, that last one, there's a bus stop there for the inbound number 6. I get off and I'm walking on the side of City Hall that's right across from Alibaba's, and I'm going to go up into City Hall Park, right there by City Hall. Well, he was coming from behind City Hall on the park side. He passed me, and I'm reaching back trying to grab my camera out of my phone out of my backpack, and I turn back to see where he's at, if he's even close enough to bother trying to make a video. He's standing there turned around looking at me like 20, 30 feet away. And I'm looking at him like, are you that goddamn stupid that you got 20, 30 feet away and you turn around to look at me to see if I'm filming you? How damn stupid can you be? He shot his mouth off, and I said, what's it like to be on the Epstein list, asshole? Everybody heard it. He just puffed off. Didn't say, why would I be on? An innocent person reaction, especially a security guard, would be, why am I on the Epstein list? Motherfucker knows exactly why he's on the Epstein list. That's why he didn't inquire. He stopped and shot his mouth off at me, but he damn sure didn't shoot his mouth off after I said that. He puffed off mad because I let everybody know he was on the Epstein list. Didn't bother to deny it. And everybody's looking at him like, well, shit, you just snitched on yourself, pal. And just because I didn't capture the moment on my phone doesn't mean it wasn't captured by surveillance video. Whether it's a flock camera or a video on a security camera on the side of the court, on the side of the City Hall, or whether it's somebody sitting in a parked car with a camera and a high-powered microphone. They know I'm going to rattle your cages. That's why they're leaving me out here, to get you to run your mouths. And you do it. You keep doing it. So, far as I know, this is the last, I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. They've got the music so loud in here, I can't even begin to think of what it is I need to say, but I think I've made the most important points. Oh, I did forget to mention that this is also to cover up the criminal investigation that was supposed to be launched by SBPD when Economic Services sent me to the police because somebody went online, pretended to be me, and got Vermont Medicaid in my name, and that police officers basically recorded saying Safe Harbor did it, which is to say Paul Dragon. Somebody under Paul Dragon. I'm sure he had something to do with that. And another thing I need to point out is, remember, Paul Dragon and all of his flunkies at the Miller Center said that Virginia G. Piper threatened them with sanctions and told them they had to falsify their records with false criminal, deny me cancer treatment, to kill me, and use subtext that blamed my father for it, so they could kill him, and said they would They'll send me over to the food shelf to get a bus ticket so I could go to Georgia to tell him. These are a bunch of fucking co-ops. A bunch of licensed doctors, nurses, and Paul Dragon's got how many government appointments? He's a fucking co-op too. Why aren't you picking up the phone and calling him and telling my father and the sheriff? Why aren't you calling the local sheriff? Why aren't you getting the koozie and the sheriff's department in there to... So they confessed. I ran a psyop on them, and they fell for it. So there you go, Dad. Knock yourself out with these fools. Because they're not going to convert. They're making that real clear. They don't give a shit. They're very proud Klan Zionists, murdering, child raping, drug trafficking, veteran murdering, active military murdering active military and their dependents. They don't care.